10 News begins with breaking news.
A mother is in the hospital tonight after a wrong-way driver barreled into her car with her 2 children inside. Good evening. I'm Steve Atkinson.
And I'm Lindsay Pena in for Kimberly Hunt. 10 News reporter Anthony Purra is live on the 54 where CHP got reports of this wrong-way driver just minutes before this crash. Anthony.
That's right. CHP says at 8:02 p.m. they got reports of a driver going the wrong way. And then 2 minutes after that horrific crash. Just a short while ago, both cars were towed from the scene, and you can see here that all lanes have reopened on the 54 eastbound. I want to show you the condition of the cars involved now so you can get a feeling of just how bad this crash was. Airbags deployed in both cars. CHP believes the red Toyota Corolla was going the wrong way on this highway, crashed into a white BMW carrying a mother and 2 kids. Now, one is 8 years old, the other one less than a year old. The children, fortunately, are okay, but CHP says the mother was taken to the hospital with a broken leg and a lot of pain. The driver of the Corolla, believed to be the wrong-way driver, he was not wearing a seatbelt and was partially ejected, breaking through the windshield of his car. He was taken to the hospital. Now, they're not sure why he was going the wrong way. They say he was unconscious, so they couldn't question him. Can't say yet if drugs or alcohol were a factor in this crash. Again, all lanes here on Highway 54 eastbound are reopened tonight, and we will bring you updates on the conditions of those involved in this crash as soon as we get them. We're reporting live tonight. Anthony Purra, 10 News.
Anthony, thank you. And we will keep you updated on each driver's condition on our 10 News mobile app. There's a free version available in the App Store.
The search for a motive behind the deadly high school shooting in Santa Clarita will now be much harder to uncover. The teenager who killed these 2 students and shot 3 others died tonight of his self-inflicted injuries. Family, friends, and classmates mourning the loss of the 2 teens killed in Thursday's shooting rampage at Saugus High School. 15-year-old Gracie Ann Muehlberger and 14-year-old Dominic Blackwell. A friend, Anthony Martinez, shared photos of him and Dominic when they played on the same youth football team. One shows Dominic smiling joyfully, clad in his green and gold Outlaws uniform and surrounded by teammates. Gracie, whose parents affectionately nicknamed her Sweet Pea, had just celebrated her birthday on October 10th.
We've got an active shooter at Saugus High School. We need all units to respond.
3 other students survived the shooting and are recovering. Addison, whose father only identified her by first name, shared 2 photos of his daughter. One shows her smiling in a hospital bed, the other of her wearing a formal dress and standing in front of a Christmas tree. Mia Page Tretta was injured after being shot in the hip. And the last victim, a 14-year-old boy whose name we don't know yet, was released from the hospital within hours of the shooting.
My daughter texted me saying, "I love you, Mom. I hope I get to see you again." So yeah, it was heartbreaking.
Meanwhile, a makeshift memorial continues to grow at Central Park just down the street from the school. Piles of flowers, notes, and balloons could be seen left behind for the 2 innocent lives lost. The 16-year-old boy who police say pulled the trigger, Nathaniel Burhow, died Friday afternoon from his injuries. Authorities say he shot himself in the head after shooting his classmates.
There's no relationship that we can tell from the suspect and the victims.
New details about this controversial incident, the mass arrest of 16 Camp Pendleton Marines in front of their entire battalion. Late this afternoon, a Marine Corps judge ruled that the arrests were unlawful and violated the Marines' rights. The arrests were part of a crackdown on human smuggling. According to the Union Tribune, the battalion commander said the arrests were done that way to preserve evidence and for safety reasons. But the judge disagreed, saying if the Marines can't get a fair trial, the charges may have to be dropped.
This decision, it's a moral one. It's a symbolic one.
A victory hand-delivered by the Commander-in-Chief himself to Navy SEAL Eddie Gallagher. Today, the president restored Gallagher's rank after he was convicted of posing with a dead ISIS fighter. Our 10 News reporter Cassie Carlisle spoke with Gallagher's brother, who said this move means justice for his family. Cassie.
Steve, we're here at Naval Base San Diego where that trial happened back in June. His brother said he finally feels like leadership is saying thank you for your service, and he said this whole fight has sparked something in the entire family.
It feels pretty damn good.
Brother Sean Gallagher says his family was elated at the president's phone call Friday afternoon.
This was about what's right and wrong. This is about what's fair and not. This is about respect to the warfighters and what they give.
Navy SEAL Eddie Gallagher was arrested in September 2018, accused of war crimes, including killing an ISIS prisoner of war. In July, he was acquitted of the most serious charges, including murder, but was found guilty of posing with a dead ISIS fighter along with his platoon. The conviction meant a demotion in rank to Petty Officer First Class, which reduced his pay and cut his pension up to $200,000. Friday, the president reversed all that.
Relax and celebrate that the nightmare is finally over.
To me, it's a sign that someone in the military finally said thank you for your service.
The president said over the phone the trial was unjust and he was following the case all along.
Next chapter, when Eddie is fully rested, back home, spends time with kids, gets out of the Navy, enjoys himself. I think the Gallagher family is repurposing ourselves to help those that were in similar situations.
The family has filed paperwork to start a nonprofit in the last several months. While the future looks bright, Sean said they will always have this stain.
I mean, Eddie's name, whether we like it or not, will forever be tied into this. We'll never escape it.
And Sean said that he believes Eddie will be retiring in the next couple weeks, and then that's when he said they can launch that nonprofit. Reporting live here at Naval Base San Diego, Cassie Carlisle, 10 News.
The woman killed in a shooting at a Church's Chicken in Otay Mesa was remembered by family and friends today. People gathered at the Glen Abbey Mortuary in Bonita for viewing services. Maribel Ibanez was shot 6 times in the chest by a gunman who police say tried to pay with a counterfeit bill. She died on the way to the hospital. Her killer still has not been caught. The family has set up a GoFundMe page to help with funeral expenses.
There was a stunning moment in the middle of today's impeachment hearings. President Trump slammed the witness on Twitter during the middle of her testimony. Maria Yovanovitch served President Trump as ambassador to Ukraine. She testified that President Trump's lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, was undermining U.S. policy and running a smear campaign to get her fired. While she was answering questions, President Trump was live tweeting, claiming everywhere she went, things turned bad. Democrats accused the president of witness tampering.
The president in real time is attacking you. What effect do you think that has on other witnesses' willingness to come forward and expose wrongdoing?
Well, it's very intimidating.
The impeachment hearings continue next week.
Most of the Democrats running for president will be in Southern California over the next few days. The state Democratic Party is having their annual convention in Long Beach. 2 of the frontrunners will be there, Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders and South Bend, Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg. However, the top 2 polling candidates are skipping the convention. Former Vice President Joe Biden and Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren say they have scheduling conflicts.
All right, back here at home, 10 News meteorologist Angelica Campos is tracking the Santa Ana winds that are coming for this weekend. Going to make it a little warm.
That's right. Very warm for some, and for others, it's just going to start heating up tomorrow. Today, a nice cool day, but there we go again. The winds will be out of the east-northeast. It'll make it very dry. It'll make it windy, and also temperatures will be on the rise. Offshore winds will start tomorrow morning, and they will continue through Monday. The winds will average 15 to 25 miles per hour, gusting as high as 35, and humidity will be anywhere from 10 to 15%. What that means, elevated fire danger, and temperatures on the rise of the coast, 80s on Sunday and Monday, but expecting 90-degree weather in our inland communities for the second half of the weekend.
A fundraiser tonight is hoping to help a family pay medical bills after 2 people were hit by a car earlier this month in front of their children. The pictures of Maria del Carmen Maldonado are heartbreaking to see. The 34-year-old mother of 2 was seriously hurt after being hit by a car the night of November 4th at 47th and Market. She was with her 2 daughters and their father, Manuel Salinas. Manuel was also hospitalized.
So immediately the neighbor came out, we called the 911, and then I reached out to the kids because I saw the kids were so hysterical. They were screaming, yelling, like they didn't know what to do.
A GoFundMe has been set up to help with those medical bills and to help Maria's children.
People in National City will vote on repealing a pet store ban put in place this year.
What these stores have done is that they've gone through and created fake rescues using the puppy mill brokers.
That ban was touted as a way to ensure that animals come from a bona fide shelter. Now, opponents say it actually opened the door for puppy laundering through a network of sham rescue groups. A referendum to repeal the city's pet store ban will be placed on the March 2020 ballot. Advocates for the repeal gathered on the steps of City Hall today to make that announcement. Last month, they submitted the signatures needed to overturn the city's ordinance. They want the City Council to retract the law at its meeting next week.
Well, more than 34,000 pounds of ground beef sold at Stater Brothers is being recalled because of possible salmonella contamination. The beef was produced by Central Valley Meat Company based in Hanford in California. The USDA says 10 patients in 6 states got salmonella after eating the ground beef. If you have any of those ground beef products, you're urged to throw it away or return it.